Well, hello, my fellow YouTubers out there. How you doing? This is old Uncle. This is old Stephen Booth with Ghost Stories Told from the South, episode 127, guys. So, before I get into it, hit that subscribe button right now, guys. Follow this, and every time I post something, you'll get the notification there, baby. Let's go over and get the audio part going, and we'll get this podcast going. I got some good scary stuff for you because it's Halloween. Well, hello. Well, it helps if you turn your fucking mic on, for one thing. Remember, guys, when you're recording, always make sure your shit's on. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and... Well, hello. And welcome back to another scary edition of Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, Stephen LeBooth, and I got some great stuff for you today. Hope everybody's having a great and scary October, man. Who all out there has got their yard decorated? I do, and I keep adding to it. I can't stop. Yeah, I love how they have stuff to decorate your yard now. It's freaking awesome. But excuse me. I hope you guys are having a great time and telling some scary stories around the fire because it's that time of year, man. It's that time of year, man. I love this time of year. Perfect. The weather's freaking awesome. It's been great down here in Texas. But just want to say thank you to everybody who's listening. I know we're starting to get a lot of listeners in Japan, Brazil, of course, America, Canada, Australia, Spain, New Zealand, Poland, Germany. Germany's really kicking off, and South Africa is. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry. It's just really starting to catch on, and I love it. I got just want to say thanks, man, because the numbers are growing. I still want to hit some. I got 5,000 downloads now. Let's go for 10. Let's give me 10,000 downloads and give me at least five. Let's get up to 500 followers. What do you say? Come on. So anytime you're listening to this, hit that like button, guys. It helps me out. It helps you out. And leave some 5-star reviews on the Apple and all that other places. And I think you can leave a review on Spotify too, whether you got a Android or a. Sorry if you're hearing that. There's a freaking hair hanging off the brim of my hat because I'm doing a video for this and I'm getting YouTube caught up. And I always put my hat on because the glare, just makes my dome just glow. So I'm wearing a hat and I had a cat hair just barely hanging on. Yeah, our lovely cat Bagel. But want to say thank you guys. The numbers are growing. The podcast is doing good. And like I said, I need your support, guys. So come on, because one day I want to do this for a living. So I think that'll be awesome. But keep on liking and give me 5-star reviews. I just love it. Love the new members that keep coming. Don't forget to hit me up on Ghost Stories Told from the South on Facebook too. And you can reach this podcast on any platform. I think we're pretty much everywhere now. So, but let me get a drink of the old Red Bull and we will tell some stories. So you ready? Sit back, relax, get you a little cup of coffee or hot chocolate. Get you a nice blankie. Snuggle in. Sit by the fire. If you dare. I'm such a dork. I just love scary shit. Okay, the theme for this month has been, of course, Halloween, but I'm trying to do actual stories that were real too. So, kind of that aspect of realism and the ghost stories in there. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the Fox Hollow Farm. Yeah, go look that place up. It's pretty fucking creepy. So I've got 10 places from around, I think, America where murders have happened, and the person who was murdered still comes and haunts the place. So what do you say? Let's get down to it. Our first story is Kate Morgan haunts the Hotel del Granada. When the Hotel del Granada opened its doors in 1888. Oh, and if I've told these stories before, I'm sorry. Anyways, it opened its doors in 1888. It was the largest resort hotel in the world. Over the years, it has hosted numerous high-profile guests, including heads of state, an A-list of Hollywood actors, and if reporters are to be believed, more than a few ghosts. The most of these is the undoubtedly Kate Morgan, who checked herself into the Dell on November morning in 1892 and checked herself out 5 days later with a bullet to the head. Woo! Or at least that's what the authorities believed. But something about Kate's death did not add up. The bullet that was taken from her head did not belong to the gun that was found in her hand. She also checked in under an alias and lied about her reason for being at the hotel. While we may never know for sure what happened to Kate, one thing is certain: she never left the hotel. Guests and workers alike have reported seeing a woman matching Kate's description, period clothes and all, walking the halls of the hotel. And guests who spent the night in her old room report drastic temperature changes and the feeling of being watched at night. Whatever Kate Morgan's motives are for being at the hotel in the first place, she sure seems to be enjoying her stay. Well, sounds like to me she might have had a rich boyfriend who was married and was like, God, I'm going to kill her. And that's sad. I mean, guys go out there using their head, their wiener instead of their freaking real head, and they get themselves in trouble, and just because they got money, and they just treat the mistress like a piece of crap. I've always thought that was just, they're very disturbing. Because it's a fucking human being, you know? All right, let's get ready for the next one. Yeah, these are like little bitty shorties. And if I run out of this, I've got some more stuff. So, all right. Our next one is the Winchester Mystery House. If there were an all-star team of haunted houses, the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, would be leading in the rankings. The sprawling Victoria Mansion in Silicon Valley is unsettling, to say the least. The mansion was built by Sarah Winchester, the superstitious widow of William Winchester. The couple assumed a numerous wealth from the manufacturing and sales of the Winchester rifle. After William's death, Sarah moved to San Jose and began construction on what would unfortunately become the famed Mystery House. Legend has it that her husband's death, Sarah Winchester consulted a medium who told her that she would be continually haunted by the spirits of all those killed by the Winchester rifles. She could appease the angry spirits, however, if she never stopped construction on her home. She hired several construction crews to work day and night on the expansion, but she neglected to hire an architect. So the house is full of engineering oddities, like doors that open on the third floor 30 feet up in the air. It's a 30 feet drop. Yeah, you open the door, it's a drop. Fucking crazy. And then there's some places where staircases lead to nothing. or there would be a door in the wrong place. I mean, just a bunch of weird shit. Sarah later justified the bizarre design of the mansion, saying it was intended to confuse and mislead the angry ghost that plagued her. Today the house is a popular tourist destination for amateur ghost hunters, hoping to catch a glimpse of Winchester's trapped spirits, or if they're lucky, Sarah Winchester herself. I know y'all have had to hear about this place and probably seen not movies, but pictures and ghost story stuff about it. I think there is a movie about it or something. I'm not for sure, so we'll see. Well, let's get on with the next story. Okay, our next story is the Ghost of Gettysburg. Sorry, my allergies. This weather is kicking my ass. Sorry if I'm smacking. I just took a drink. If ghosts are somehow physically linked to the locations in which they died, it stands to reason then that battlefields would have significantly higher rates of paranormal activity. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, is certainly no exception. The Battle of Gettysburg was the largest battle of the American Civil War and saw the largest volume of casualties of the entire campaign. Today, the battlefield is often cited as the most haunted place in America. And it's no surprise considering that thousands of soldiers on both sides of the conflict lost their lives here. Visitors to Gettysburg often report sightings of ghost soldiers and even entire ghost battles being fought. That's crazy. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, these people died in the heat of battle. They're still like living that last moment, So, yeah. Have y'all seen that? No, there is a couple videos out on this Gettysburg. There's one video where the guys are in a car and they stop and they're filming three cannons, facing the road, and all of a sudden these like I want to say two, maybe I think it was two. I don't think I know it was a three, but two like ghost soldiers, like Confederate soldiers, came walking up and around the cannons and then just disappeared. Creepy. All right, let's tell the next story. Stop! All right, our next one is the Eastern State Penitentiary. Another haunted Pennsylvania landmark, Eastern State Penitentiary, was a prison that was opened in 1829 and operated for almost 150 years before finally being shut down by the state in the 1970s. For more than a century, the prison housed the most brutal murderers, serial killers, and rapists that the state had to offer, and it kept them it kept them in bad conditions. No heat, no plumbing, spoiled food, and the prisoners stepped out of line. Okay. Spoiled food, and if the prisoners stepped out of line, the guards would all be too happy to throw a little torture their way. They'd, hit them with their clubs, beat them, kick them, do whatever, beat the shit out of them. This penitentiary is now a museum and a full-time haunted house attraction. Visitors can see the ghostly shadows of long since deceased criminals roaming the halls of the former prison. And if they listen carefully, they might hear the cries of tortured prisoners echoing through the cell block. Some people say they have seen the tormented faces of the past inmates in the walls of the cells. The prison has such a reputation for its ghostly activity that it has become a favorite destination of paranormal researchers. That's another cool place, too. So if you ever get a chance, go check that place out. I'm not for certain, but I think there is there in October, they turn it into a big haunted house. So that'd be cool too. All right, let's get on with the next story. The next story is the Bell Witch. Remember the Blair Witch Project? You know, the movie that they went shaking. They used a handheld camera and it was out in the woods. Anyways, it was in the late 90s. Okay. Anyways, in the 90s, it's about a bunch of stupid kids who get stalked in the woods by a misunderstood elderly woman named Blair. Well, that travesty of a movie was directly inspired by a real life legend. Oh Lord. The Bell Witch hauntings began in the early 19th century in Adams, Tennessee. The Bell family, led by patriarch John Bell Sr., were supposedly being pestered by a local witch named Kate Bates. The haunting started off innocently enough, with members of the Bell family hearing scratching noises coming from the walls, but events quickly escalated. Soon, family members were being slapped and pinched. Their names were being screamed by unknown entities from deep in the woods, and animals were being mutilated and left for the family to find around their home. No one knows exactly how or if the hauntings eventually stopped. One thing is for sure, though we finally got someone to blame for the ungodly amount of found footage horror films that currently plague our society. I don't know why this person was batching the Blair Witch Project, but anyways, this is another movie they made. I think it was called American Haunting. Yeah, they really tortured the shit out of them people, them ghosts did. Because remember, they picked that chick up and smack her around? Yeah. Crazy shit, man. But back then, they had nowhere to live, nowhere to move. I mean, they're not like now. You can just up and move. But man, I think it's called American American Ghost Story or American. It is an American Horror Story, but it's American Haunting or something like that. But go check that out. That ought to be really good. We're gonna take a. Now we'll do one more and take a little break. Okay, this one's called Resurrection Mary. This one has become such an iconic horror movie glitch that it's almost surprising it's actually based on a real story. Resurrection Mary is a real ghost who lives. Where was I? Okay, who lives at the Resurrection Cemetery in Justin, Illinois. The story goes that Mary got into a fight with her boyfriend while out dancing one night. She stormed out and while walking home was struck and hit by a hit-and-run driver and killed. She was buried in the Resurrection Cemetery. Ever since her death, numerous motorists driving along Archer Avenue in Justice have reported picking up a beautiful blonde hitchhiker who always asked to be let out in front of Resurrection Cemetery. At which point the figure disappears when the figure disappears when they get in front of the cemetery. Resurrection Mary has become something for all local celebrity, and she's been the inspiration for countless of her stories and legends. I've heard about that one. Yeah. All right, let's take one little break right here. We'll be back. Get a piece of the rock. Get a piece of the rock. Mix it down, but don't mix it up. Yeah. Do I could do, I could do, I could do, I could do. How you doing out there, YouTube guys? Hope you're liking my stories. I guess I should move around more. I'm kind of dull, huh? Just sit here and read. All right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Strap in and get ready for this one, guys. This is a scary one, too. The Stanley Hotel is famous for inspiring one of the most celebrated works of horror fiction, Stephen King's The Shining. The hotel is located nearby Rocky Mountain National Park in the state's Park, Colorado. King had the inspiration to write the novel after staying in the nearly empty hotel the night before it was scheduled to close for the long winter. The eerie confines of the desert hotel creeped out of the king of horror, so much that he thought he'd scare the rest of us too. Just so he wouldn't be alone. Okay, but the Stanley's connection to the paranormal goes back far beyond King's novel. The Stanley is said to be haunted by numerous spirits, most of whom are harmless, like the ghost who enjoys playing the grand piano in the lobby late at night. Excuse me. Others, however, are declining more sinister. Guests in some rooms have reported waking up in the middle of the night only to see dark figures standing over their beds. Once the guests are awoke, these spirits calmly, silently walk out of the room through the walls. That would be some creepy shit. Yeah, I would definitely crap the old pooper. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. That was a good one. Yeah, but the Stanley Hotel, yeah, I remember that one, the movie The Shining. Excellent movie. Excellent, excellent. But I was watching some Ghost Paranormal show and they was doing a investigation and they picked up some pretty cool shit, man. Pretty cool shit. But, alright, well, let's get on with the next one. Chole. All right, our next one is Chloe at the mysterious plantation. Chloe was a slave girl who worked for the Mark and Sarah Woodruff. Her work for Mark and Sarah Woodruff at Martha's plantation in Saint Francisville, Louisiana. According to legend, Mark Woodruff caught Chloe eavesdropping on a private conversation between the owner of the plantation and some business associates. And as a punishment, she had her ear cut off. After she recovered, Chloe took the warning of took to wearing a green turban wrapped around her head to cover her disfigured ear or her no ear. In retaliation, Chloe baked a cake with boiled down extra of olander, an extremely poisonous plant, and served it to the Woodruffs. Her intent was to extract revenge on Woodruff and his wife, but Mark never ate the cake. Instead, Sarah and her two young daughters ate the cake and promptly died right after. There is some doubt as to the veracity of its. Anyways, nonetheless, visitors and plantation staff alike report seeing the image of a young ghost girl wearing a distinctive green turban, wearing the wandering the grounds all of the night. She's not alone either. She's believed that there are as many as 12 different ghosts that haunt the Myrtle plantation. Well, I bet you the girls and the mother do. But yeah, her plan was to get revenge and put a little bit enough of it in there to make them really sick, so she could come in and save the day and say, "Look, us, look, I was taking care of them." But it backfired on her, and she gave the people too much, and they died. And then I believe how the story goes, the owner, of course, found out, and she got hung. So yeah, kind of a sad story. Number one, it was bad her being a slave, but having to chop her fucking ear off or eavesdropping, come on, that's a little harsh. Okay, let's see what we got now. Okay, here we go for the next one. I'm probably going to butcher this name, guys, and I'm very sorry. Madame Define LaRue. Madame Lafine Laura. One of the earliest and most prominent serial killers in the United States was Delphine Laura. Was a singular kind of evil. She appeared to be an understanding member of the New Orleans social elite in the early 1800s, and by all accounts, was a perfectly pleasant person as far as anybody could see. In the South, social standards go, how the social standards went. Everybody thought she was fine. No one thought she was weird or anything. She got along with everybody. Madame was an up and promising Satanist who brutalized and tortured dozens, if not hundreds, of slaves over the course of several decades. I remember this chick. Yeah, this is from New Orleans, but go check this chick out. She was pretty fucking brutal. She tortured her slaves in the attic of the grand mansion she had built for her and her family on Royal Street in the French Quarter. The mansion still stands and has become one of the biggest tourist destinations in New Orleans. Docents say that they can still hear the screams of the tortured slaves coming from the attic, and more than one has reported seeing the seeing the ghost of Delphine Laura herself. Uh, oh, trying to greet visitors who are trying to get onto the people when they trespass on her property. Huh. Listen here. It says, fun fact. Nicholas Cage briefly owned the home several years ago, officially making the Lorraine Mansion the craziest place in New Orleans. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I probably butchered her name, but y'all know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, I don't get it, man, how people can just fucking torture people and kill people like that, and then just, oh, it ain't nothing. I bet you that place is spooky haunted. Ugh. All right. And of course, I don't remember if I covered this one or did I? Yeah, I already covered the Lizzie Bourdain story. But I've got a little extra right here just in case. So here we go. Okay. All right, everybody. Here's my last story of the day. The haunting of McDowell Hole on Highway 6. The state of Texas is famous for many things: the Dallas Cowboys, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Texas Rangers in the Alamo. We are also famous for people like Lyndon B. Johnson, Ann Richards in the bushes. We are we are also famous for ghosts. This is the story of the ghost of McDowell Hall or McDowell Hole. McDowell Hole is located in Erath County. That's just south of me. I live in Palapena. In the 1860s, a couple, Charles and Jenny Papworth, moved into the cabin near the McDowell Hole on the creek. The hole was named after the Uncle Jim Dow after Charlie's parents died. He left on a trip to complete family business. Jenny and the two children stayed behind. During the day, they during the day she busied herself with her children and her chores. In the evening, she would take the children and stayed at the McDowell's one night. Jenny and the kids did not show up. The McDowells became frantic. The next day, when they arrived at the cabin, they found the place in disarray and a trail of blood that soon was found under the bed. But Jenny and the baby were never found. Instantly, the main suspect was W.P. Brownlow, who was known as a troublemaker around town. He immediately blamed the notorious Comanche tribe. This raised the red flag when townspeople and they began to question Barlow's part in the incident. No proof was ever found. Charlie and the little boy moved away. This is when the haunting started. The residents of the cabin, therefore, have witnessed Jenny and her daughter over the years. She is often seen standing holding her baby girl, even okay, even scaring one man to death. Later, a couple of drunks heard about the ghost of the cabin. They they bet in a bar. They bet a bartender in town they could stay in the haunted cabin for 3 days without a problem. When the townsfolk went to check on them, they were nowhere to be found. They uh, though they found the cabin riddled with bullet holes. Oh, so they stayed out there, but then they didn't find them, but they found the cabin shot up. Years passed away, and folks made claims of seeing Jenny and the baby, from a young boy fishing to travelers on the local cabin. One of one of Jenny's most famous appearances was at the W.P. Barnwold's bed as she was dying. Barlow did finally admit to the murders. Oh, the murder was fueled by fear that Jenny might a repeat a conversation she overheard Brownwood regarding cattle rustling, which was a big crime back then. So that sucks. That chick died because of some asshole thought she overheard, so he had to kill her. What the fuck, man? And then you killed the baby, you sick freak. Yeah, that place is a trip. So go check that place out. Go check that. I can't even talk. Go check that place out for me, guys. But well, I hope you'll enjoy the stories today. Like I said, they were a bunch of quickies, but I got them done. But I hope you guys had a great time. Hope I didn't scare you too much. Probably not with my fucking reading like stuttering Stan over here. But anyways, guys, I'm glad you're here. Glad you listened. Glad you're my fans, my followers. Just keep being spooky and hang in there, guys. But I think I got one more show to do in October. It's going to be fucking over. No more Halloween, man. That's why I like doing the ghost stories, because it keeps me in Halloween mood all year. But anyways, I'm going to check out of here. You guys be good. Remember, you can hear me on my podcast. You can reach us anywhere. So anywhere you guys can get your podcast, I'm on that platform. I'm catching up to YouTube. Go check us out. Go check that out. Go check out our Facebook, Ghost Stories Told from the South. And I think that's it. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for always listening, giving me good downloads. But let's hit that 10,000 mark. Let's try to reach 500 downloads this month. We can do it, guys. You guys are awesome. But thank you to the new listeners. Keep listening, and thank you wherever you're at. And we will see you later on the ghost side of things. Turn this on. Oh, as for you, YouTube, see you later, guys. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you later, man.